Next up, we have Monodrama from the Honkai Star Rail Experience the Paths Volume 2 soundtrack. Once again, everybody, this is a Basterd's LFA, a layman-friendly analysis. I'm a professionally trained musician, a composer, and my objective here is to explain things in a way so that you don't have to be one to understand what is happening here, musically. So, if you like the sound of that, make sure you're following the channel, subscribe to the channel, whatever term you want to use, like the video, share the video, leave a comment, turn on notifications, become a member. Once again, everybody, don't forget to join the Discord server, the gaming channel, how to request songs if you're not on the live stream, members getting early access to the content. I have a spiel for this and a bunch of other things at the end of this video, so stick around for that. Disclaimers showing on your screen right now. So go ahead and pause the video if you want to read them in full. Otherwise, please be patient with me. I am acoustic and guitarded, so please keep that in mind. With that, let's go ahead and do this Monodrama. Let's go. Valid, welcome today. How you doing? Okay, that was fun. That was fun. So we start with a is the LFA all starting now? Yeah, usually it's around this time that we start. We start with a lot of texture, right? It starts with a lot of synths doing a lot of effects, giving us this kind of like blinking into existence feeling. We hear the gun load, it shoots off. Now we have two layers, drums and a whistle. A guy whistling, or a person whistling, giving us our initial motif in that melody. Motif being the smallest version of your musical idea, the seed, the essence from which everything else comes from. And let me go back a few seconds and let me hear it more. Bass as well. Okay, there's a lot more layers over here. So we have the bass synth giving us a bass line, of course. We are having some chimes, keeping some of the chords, and we have another synth higher up, giving us what seems to be counter melodies. An extra couple of counter melodies, which are just extra melodies for this. Let's see where this goes. Okay, so we introduce now the female vocals. The female vocals now doing a variation of the motif. I believe it's doing an elongated version of the motif. So elongation being a way that you can develop your material in which you slow down the melody or something like that, right? So in this case, I think an elongation, and we are adding extra notes to this because the whistle itself is more like an arpeggio, right? Arpeggio, of course, being when you play a chord one note at a time, right? So here is, for example, C minor. Here is arpeggiated, and I just realized I'm blocking the way. So C minor, arpeggiated. So we're having that. We're having a lot of stuff going on right now. We bring in a violin, giving another counter melody based on the vocal melody. Really fast introduction of a lot of material here, but it is working because it all stems from that initial whistle. So in that sense, it's fine. Let me go back a couple of seconds because we had a build-up. Let's see where this goes. Hide and slide, welcome to the hidden. Okay, so we have this moment that I thought was going to be the drop, and it turned out to be a false drop in what we usually would call a deceptive resolution. Now, this is usually something done in your harmony, but electronic music gets to do this without that. Okay, so when you're making music, you're doing one of two things. You're building tension or you're resolving that tension. That point in between, we usually call the cadence. Now, a deceptive resolution or a deceptive cadence is when you take the tension and you don't resolve it where you expect it to go, because the tension you're building also creates an expectation. You are building, and usually this is something that you do in your harmony, in your chords, right? So if I were to bring the key of C major, right? So we're having, let's see. You create the tension here, we have the cadence, that is now begging to resolve over here. Now, a deceptive resolution is when you build up that tension and you intentionally resolve somewhere else, giving you basically this shape over here. So we had this moment, and then we had God damn it, Valid. So we had this over here, welcome today, Valid, and we bring it down afterwards, right? And on top of that, we ended up using a little bit of rhythmic displacement, right? So we have deceptive resolution plus rhythmic displacement, and it gives us this really, really cool thing, right? Because now we have this cadence over here that doesn't fully resolve, and it builds more tension, so it allows you to bring up the cadence further, and then we would have the cadence over here. However, when you have rhythmic displacement, as the name suggests, you displace something in the rhythm to either push it back so that it sounds later, or rush it up so that it sounds earlier. In this case, we pushed it back down, right? Like right before we expected the beat to drop, we got a little bit of extra silence. And what that does is it gives you this moment of resolution, you push it down, and that gives you a little bit of extra phantom resolution that then makes your resolution itself, that phantom tension, sorry, that then gives your resolution that much more pronunciation. So in this case, not only are we doing a deceptive resolution, and again, usually this is something you get from your chords, right? Like here's an example of a deceptive resolution. We have the chords being played over here. We expect to resolve to C, and then we just go somewhere else. And then from here, you can really just then you bring. And with that with that rhythmic displacement, we push back. I did hear the melody now being sung by the vocalist. Let me go a couple of seconds back and let me actually hear it again. Let's see where this goes. Ooh, okay. Okay, so we have, on top of this, it sounds like we're using this, what was another drop. So we went for 2 deceptive resolutions in a row, with 2 build-ups in a row, because this is gonna then, this is gonna build up, this is gonna drop again. So we have this happening again. So on top of this, not only do we not do this part over here, we have the deceptive resolution, we have 2 deceptive resolutions with extra rhythmic displacement, and then we do this. Now, this is a big risk because you get the law of diminishing returns. However, this was very well done because we bring back the motif, now sung by the vocalist. We have some accents being done by what sounds to be like the brass section, bum, 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 with the drums and everything. In music, accents are for accentuation. You're highlighting specific points in the rhythm. In this case, we had the bass drum and the trombones there giving us those hits along with the accompaniment. And then with that, we were able to bring those really, really cool. And now we're about to drop the beat. Still very unusual to do 2 deceptive resolutions in a row because it's risky. You risk it not working. So with that, let's go ahead and hear. I think I'll wait a few moments back. Let's see where this goes. There we go. That is try, and now we drop the beat. Okay, so we drop the beat, and we are relying a lot in that rhythmic displacement over here, which is starting to have diminishing returns. However, this drop is really good. The first drop, really, really good, nice and crisp. The bass line is similar to the bass line we were doing before, so it does kind of circle back, bringing things back. We're having these, like, bubbling back moments where we turn down the volume and then just bringing back up on a single one. I don't know what kind of effect, I don't know what that is called, but it basically just tunes back in. Like, we turn off everything, quickly turn one of them back up, and then we bring everything back, and we immediately bring another drop. Let me go back a few seconds to hear it again, right? It was really cool. Oh, we switch back to the motif. Okay, we switch back to the motif. And we have so much going on in the accompaniment. We bring a violin doing some arpeggios very, very fast, and which could be a run. Run, as in running, is when you do some notes really, really fast. This is really cool. The one criticism I have is the use of this rhythmic displacement as a transitionary force. Because if you overdo it, as it has been done over here, because this is what, the 4th time in 1 minute that we use this as a way of transitioning between parts. Law of diminishing returns, right? It very quickly is starting to no longer look like a cool thing that you're doing, and it's looking more like training wheels. So there's a balance to be had with these things. Let me go ahead and go back a few seconds, and let's hear this. Let's hear a bit more. Similar to the start. Same thing as before. Okay, so yeah, now we bring in faster drums. It seems like they're side-chained. Side-chaining is basically the drums interrupting the rest of the ensemble. We bring in a melody similar to what the original vocalist was doing, and it sounds like we are immediately doing another build-up right away. I do hope that we stop doing the same rhythmic displacement, because that is getting very old very fast. Let me go back a few seconds. Let's see how this plays out. We have? Okay, didn't happen. We're repeating the melody. Developing the melody a bit more. Arpeggios in the synths in the back. Low piano. Piano doing some runs there, variation. Bringing back the whistling. The chime doing some arpeggios. And we hold those last ones. Same build up as the start, and then it would likely go back. Each individual section here was really good. In this order, didn't quite work for me. This type of structure, in my opinion, demands another section. It demanded a climax after this last bit over here before we turn to the outro. It's for a character trailer. It makes sense. If this is done for the purposes of scoring a trailer, a visual trailer, then we go from this being a piece to this being a score. A score is going to be used for, there's 3 main types of things you can do. There's underscoring, there's source music, and then there is dramatic irony, right? So underscore is basically there's stuff happening on screen and the music is there to highlight it, and the characters in the trailer cannot hear the music. Source music is when, like, let's say you are in a diner scene, or there's like a jazz bar, and the soundtrack playing is the jazz band playing on screen. Then the characters can hear it. Dramatic irony, I would say that's like a third kind of separate thing, where the music doesn't fit what is happening on screen, and therefore that disconnect highlights so much more what is happening. Right? In this case, if this is done for the purposes of underscoring, it means these changes would make sense because the music is highlighting specific things that are happening on screen. So when you have that, a score can steer away from the whole structure that you would usually expect from the whole concept of form. Form being the structure of a piece that usually will have a specific type and specific order of sections going for it, and then with that you get an entire composition. In this case, this did feel very disjointed by itself. But if you're telling me this is for a character trailer, then as a score, this means this would 100% fit the bill if what happens on screen would match the music and the other way around. The downside of doing scores, doing underscore and scores this way, is that then when you have the music by itself, the flaws in the structure show, because this is not used as a piece to be listened to. It's to be used as a complement to another piece of art, which is good by itself. Like, as I said, each individual one of these sections was really good. I just think that the outro felt a little rushed and should have had one more climactic part to it. But if this is for a character trailer, it adds up. Because then it means the character trailer is over. We only had 2 minutes of music for this. We have to go. And makes sense. Makes sense there. So I would love to see a more extended version. I would love for Hoyo Mix to release an extended version of this one, not just for the character trailer, but to completely develop this one a lot more, because each individual component, except for the little rhythmic displacement parts that they by themselves were good, it's just overdone, was really good. So this is one of those really paradoxical things in music, because the piece itself, each individual section was awesome. Like, I really enjoyed each one. Because this is for the purposes of a score, missing the second component means this piece by itself is not going to be able to stand up by itself as much, because it's not designed to. Which leads us to one of the wonderful things of music. This is a good piece of scoring. It's not that great a piece of music, but even though it's still good music, like, each individual aspect of this was still really, really good. And yeah, there you have it. I think it's the first time we've actually encountered one of these, where the individual parts, there's an explanation behind why the music feels a little bit more disjointed than it usually would be, the overdoing of these different elements, and most importantly, why this feels a little bit incomplete, because this was built for a trailer. This was built for a purpose. This was a score. I don't remember the other terms for this, so I'm not going to get into more deeper. But there you have it. There you have it. That was Monodrama from the Honkai Star Rail Experience the Paths Volume 2 soundtrack. I really would hope that the artist gets to revisit this piece and expand on it, because there's a lot of really, really good stuff that did not have enough time to develop. This could have easily been like a 5-minute piece, I think. So yeah, there you have it. Once again, everybody, this has been a Basterd's LFA, a layman-friendly analysis. I'm a professionally trained musician, a composer, and my objective here has been to explain things in a way so that you don't have to be one to understand what's happened here musically. So if you're watching this on the YouTube video archive thing, thank you for watching. Make sure you're following the channel, subscribe to the channel, whatever term you're going to use. Like the video, share the video, leave a comment, turn on notifications, become a member. Once again, everybody, don't forget to join the Discord server. That's where everything gets announced first, whether it's the streams going live, the videos going up on the channels, updates, projects, whatever it is, it all gets announced there first. Of course, that's where we also have the community, where we hang out, we chat, we steal memes from other people's servers, claim them as our own, and where I host the Vintage Story game server. It's like, it used to be a Minecraft mod. It's now its own standalone game. I love it, and I'm hosting a server for it. It's free to join, so linked in the description. Make sure that you join the server. Also, share these videos with your friends, with your families, with your family's friends, with your friends' families. Those are two very distinct concepts, by the way. With your online and offline communities, go share these videos with everybody that you know. Also, use the hype function on YouTube. We have a group on the Discord that coordinates for that. Linked in the description. Another reason to join the Discord. Look at that. Yes. Artists on YouTube or elsewhere, musicians or otherwise, this is an open invitation. If you want any of my musical skills for any of your projects, whether it is my guitars, Mongolian throat singing, your little ooh kind of thing, regular singing, voice acting, whatever it is, reach out, let me know, let's work together, let's make stuff, right? And if you're in the audience and you know somebody that could benefit, reach out, let them know. Please do not harass anyone, please do not spam anyone, be cool about things, don't be a rat. Members get early access to the content. I schedule the videos for the week on Saturdays, and if you're a paid member on YouTube, regardless of your tier, you get access to the videos when I schedule them, at least for the LFAs. So become a member today. If you want to listen to this without me interrupting it every 3.5 seconds, I'll be linking it in the description down below. If you want to request a song and you're not on the live stream, check the pinned comment on this video. It has the instructions of what to do. If you want to catch the streams when they happen live, we aim from Monday through Friday, 6 p.m. Central European Time. We stream live on Twitch, YouTube, and Kick so that you can tune in from whichever platform you prefer. Again, 6 p.m. Central Europe. I don't have a script, okay? 6 p.m. Central Europe. If you're not in Europe, do not worry. We have the full up-to-date streaming schedule showing in your local time zone in both Discord and on Twitch. So if you live in neutral, and you're like, yeah, but what time is 6 p.m. in Hungary? I don't live there. Do not worry. Just go to Discord or Twitch, both linked in the description. Another reason to join the Discord, and it's going to show in your local time zone. And follow the gaming channel. I have a gaming channel because, of course, I have a gaming channel. I'm on YouTube. What else could I possibly have? Games are Basterd. That's where I put the gaming after show recordings when they happen, recorded live during the main channel's after show, and then the recordings go here, linked in the description, or just search on YouTube, same username as James R. Basterd. Just swap the J for a G, and you got it. And, yeah. There you have it, Monodrama. This was very unique. I think it's the first time I've encountered this on the channel. Really good stuff, man. Really good stuff. But yeah, let's move on.